There is a quiet crisis happening in modern life, and most people don't even realize they are part of it. Millions of adults wake up every morning, go through their routines, answer emails, attend meetings, scroll through social media, and handle responsibilities. Yet somewhere inside them there is a strange feeling they cannot explain. It is not exactly sadness, it is not failure, and it is not a dramatic collapse. It is something quieter and more confusing than that. It is the feeling of not fully knowing who you are anymore. In the past, identity felt clearer. People followed paths that were easier to understand: a career, a family role, a community, a purpose that felt stable. But modern life has changed that. Today we are surrounded by endless choices, endless comparisons, endless expectations, and constant digital noise telling us who we should be, how successful we should look, and what kind of life we should build. The result is something many adults experience but rarely talk about: an identity crisis that slowly grows beneath the surface. This crisis does not appear suddenly like a dramatic breakdown. It builds quietly over time as life becomes more complex and more confusing. You start chasing goals that once seemed important, but somewhere along the way you begin to question whether those goals were truly yours in the first place. Maybe you chose a career because it seemed stable. Maybe you followed a path because society expected it. Maybe you built a lifestyle that looked successful from the outside. Yet deep inside, you feel disconnected from the person you once imagined becoming. Social media makes this even harder because every day you see thousands of different lives, different achievements, different standards of success, and slowly your mind begins to compare your reality to an endless highlight reel of other people's journeys. The problem is not that you are failing. The problem is that you are surrounded by so many identities that it becomes difficult to hear your own voice. When that happens, people begin living on autopilot. They stay busy, they stay productive, they keep moving forward, but they rarely stop to ask the most important question: is this actually the life I want to live? The truth is that an identity crisis is not always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes it is a signal that you are growing beyond the version of yourself that once made sense. Every stage of life changes you, and if you never question who you are becoming, you risk living a life designed by expectations rather than by intention. The moment you begin asking deeper questions about your purpose, your direction, and the kind of person you want to become, is the moment you start reclaiming control over your life again. Identity is not something you discover once and keep forever. It is something you build, refine, and reshape as you grow. And that realization can be powerful, because it means you are not trapped by the person you used to be. You are allowed to evolve, to change your direction, to redefine what success means to you. The modern world may create confusion, noise, and endless comparisons, but it also gives you something previous generations never had: the freedom to choose who you want to become. And the moment you start making that choice consciously, instead of following expectations blindly, you begin solving the identity crisis that so many people quietly carry.